Alright, today's inside job, I think Brandy mentioned earlier, since it's raining and blowing and cold, is going to be making a bench, welding bench, workbench, all the above for down here. Got a big chunk of steel, 1/2 inch plate. It'll be ridiculously overkill, so hopefully keep me from breaking it. Gonna chop off on a line there with the awesome metal saw. You'll see how it tolerates 1/2 inch metal, but it'll be 5 foot by 4 foot, and gonna put some, it sounds silly and lightweight, but some 2-inch quarter wall tubing around it and throw legs out of that on it, probably make a bottom shelf, and ordered some good old Amazon big heavy casters, supposed to be, I think it was 6,000 pounds across all 4 casters, so hopefully should hold the, I don't know, probably 400 pounds of table, maybe 500 pounds, I don't know. But that is what I'm going to start on today and see how far we get. First time using the this particular cord too. I think I used one other. Anyway, be fun to play with the cord and make sure it works. Obviously we've tested the crap out of our little charging corner over here, but show you my boo-boo, my something here. All hunky-dory down here, following along my line, and I don't know how this happened with the fence. I was holding everything as square and steady as I thought I could. It started wandering off to the right, and which explains why the saw was binding up of my line there. So I'm gonna take a skinny wheel and get me back on the marker line, and then see if the old metal saw will stay on its line. I'm wondering if maybe the teeth could be getting dull on one side and not the other. I don't know. I'm making stuff up, but that's what we're gonna do. Let's see what we get. I do have a what is it? One of those Diablo blades for it. So if it tries to do it again, I'll probably end up doing that. But kind of a bummer the line on the table won't be straight, but I will probably be smart enough later to know that the factory edges are, and we'll figure if my cut one's not. But at least maybe my remnant will be straight, because I'll get back on the line with the, like I said, the skinny wheel. Okay. Just a me problem probably, but somehow me, the saw, and the fence didn't get along, and moved the fence back a little bit and was able to turn the saw just a touch to stay on my line, and the rest of it looks nice. So I just got one jacked up spot that will forever annoy me. That's how I'll remember that it's mine, I guess. I marked it right there. Okay, so I'll go grab the tubing and probably just start building the frame that's going to be on the bottom, on the top, and go from there. I'm kind of dragging my feet on sticking things together, but I can get a whole bunch cut out. But the regulator from this guy falling down the other day, I don't know that I want to put, so when I tested it before, my bottle was nearly empty. I went and swapped my bottle knowing that I have a whole bunch of welding to do on a screen filter for the pivot and this bench. Anyway, I don't know what the gauge in this condition would think about sending it full bottle pressure versus it didn't register before I crunched the regulator. So that wasn't much pressure to deal with.
segment of What Are We Building. I think Sam told you this is going to be a welding table that we were inspired by another YouTube channel that we watched to build something similar because it seemed super cool and handy. And we don't have anything this big and sturdy down here. So Sam got all the metal, which you saw in a sneak peek preview, but didn't tell you what it was. It was just a bunch of metal. So it's a 1/2-inch plate on the top, and then this grid is going to be the underside of the top of the table to help make it sturdy and help reinforce everything. And then these are going to be the bottom part that the expanded metal shelf is going to go on to make the shelf on the bottom. And then these are going to be our little legs, which with the leg, I don't know what that was, with the leg length and the casters, it should be a total of 34 inches tall when it's done. But we're not 100% sure because those look like stubby little legs. But anyway, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to stand on the metal so that Sam can weld it, and hopefully it'll stay flat-ish. So stay tuned.
I don't remember if I've ever showed the inside of the old auction welder, but that may not have much longer left in it. My fix for the missing piece that held the spool was a crappy old sun-cooked piece of PVC, just to test, and it was working cool until the crash of the other week, and it got cracked, and it looks like it's working its way around. So I will probably leave the door open. But anyway, I don't know. Just thought it was rather amusing. It reminded me of my silly, crappy fix. But a fair portion of that guy was not full, clearly, but we're getting there. I may not worry about time-lapse anymore till it's time to do something different. I can't decide how much to weld on the outside versus my kind of loose stitching on the inside. I was thinking if I can alternate where the inside is on the outside, maybe that would be good, but we'll see. If nothing else, I know the inside's going to hold it plenty sturdy. Yeah, so I'll finish that. I'll get the legs ready to throw in there, and maybe bring you back for that. I was, before lunch, gonna remember not to put welds, well, before lunch I was remembering not to put welds in the corner so that the legs didn't run into it. And I got back out and was looking at my center corners all welded and thought, oh, I forgot these outside ones. And now, I know it's dumb, but for the sake of consistency, I kind of have to make myself weld that last one. Some weird, I don't know if that's OCD or what, but probably just plain stupid, but you know, sometimes that's how it goes. Okay, less talking, more working. I've got the world's shortest welding table. I think to where I'm gonna stop for now because I'm waiting for casters, and I want to be sure the Amazon pictures actually gave the right specs for the base. and make sure my pieces that I cut out that should be 1/2 inch wider in each dimension are gonna be right. I think I'm gonna just weld the bases of the casters on rather than wasting bolts bolting it on. It'll suck a little if one breaks or otherwise, but if I keep it cool, I shouldn't damage anything. And then I brought in the next welding project that is what I should have been working on, but back when it was raining outside, this was convenient to try to knock out real quick. Yeah, that one's gonna be interesting. Hopefully casters get here tomorrow, because honestly, it'd be kind of nice to use the bench to weld my pieces and parts together. But that'll be entertaining from one of the many not how you're supposed to do things type projects that we do around here.